Hello, Seminole Heights. My name is Wendy DePaul, and I'm running for Circuit Court Judge in Group 39. I had the chance to meet some of you at your events earlier this year. For the rest of you, thank you so much for watching this video. I think it's great that you're taking time out of your day to become an informed voter, because it's so rare that you get to meet or get to know any of the judicial candidates. A little about myself. I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. I went to Florida State undergrad. Started out as a music major, ended up as an accounting major. Graduated in 94, went straight to law school, Stetson College of Law, graduated in 97. So I passed the Certified Public Accountant's exam and became a CPA 25 years ago. And I've been an attorney now practicing for 22 and a half years. I opened this law firm with my business partner back in 2004. So we've had a successful law firm now for 16 years. I practice mostly family law, foreclosure defense. We do debt negotiations and bankruptcy, although I do also have experience in criminal law, corporate law, and probate. The reason I'm really thinking about running for judge this particular year is I think it's really important that people get their day in court, that they feel that they were heard and they got a ruling based on the law, that they got a judge with a good temperament who is fair and impartial. I do a lot of work with people who don't have the money to have an attorney. I work with Bay Area Legal Services, which is a nonprofit law firm for people who can't otherwise afford an attorney. And I take reduced fee cases from them. I take pro bono cases from them where I represent people for free. And I work in clinics where I can help people who are representing themselves fill out forms and know how to represent themselves. And one thing that they have in common is that when they walk into the courtroom, they're afraid. They're afraid that they're unprepared. They don't know what's going to happen. They're afraid that they're going to be yelled at by the judge or ridiculed. And a lot of times that keeps them from speaking out on their own behalf on the case. That's why it's so important to have a judge who's got a good temperament and is not intimidating and is kind, because that can draw that person out. That being said, everybody should be treated equally, regardless of whether you have an attorney or you don't have an attorney. The ruling should be according to the law. I can tell you a lot of things about what I do in the past. I do public speaking on professionalism. I'm the chair of the Animal Advisory Committee in Hillsborough County. I'm a child care licensing hearing officer. I'm involved in animal rescue. But the thing, when I get on the bench, if I get on the bench, of course, that I'm looking forward to is, what can we do in the future? What can we do to create more access to the courts and let people feel like they're heard? That's the end of my time. Again, my name's Wendy DePaul, and I hope you'll vote for me on August 18th.
Hi, I'm Scott Stevens, the circuit judge in the 13th Judicial Circuit of Florida, which encompasses all of Hillsborough County. I've been a judge here for almost 15 years. I started off in family law. I was there for 5 years. And over the course of those 5 years, I realized there was no manual that told new judges how to practice family law, and that's where most of them get put. So I decided to write a book about family law and got it published by West Publishing Company, one of the largest publishers in the world. And now I give copies away freely to all the new judges here and elsewhere. I donate the copies of it to the chambers libraries all across the state. Then after family law, I went to felony division, and I was in criminal trials for 3 years, tried over 100 jury trials. Then I went to the general civil division where I tried more jury trials, and then I went to the current division, which is a complex business litigation division, and that's where I sit now. And here I'm really at my professional peak because I used to be a professor. I wrote a book about trying how the legal proceedings needed to be more predictable and more reliable for business to be able to rely on their legal rights. And here I am finding out how hard it is to make that happen in practice, but for the most part succeeding. By all accounts, I've done a pretty good job, and I think that if you check me out, you'll find out that I really deserve to stay in office. There hasn't been any real reason articulated for turning me out. If there is a reason, they're kind of somebody's holding it back. I can't imagine anybody would do that, because things that you hold back for last minute are obviously not true, or else you would have said them in the first place. So if you check me out on the Florida Bar website, you'll see a neutral account of my credentials. It's if you go to thefloridabar.org, click on Find the Lawyer, then you put my name in there, and it'll come back and give you the information that's officially on file about me. And of course, it'll do the same thing for you about anybody else. And I really urge you to do that for everybody who might think of voting and who aspires to be on the bench. They should all be checked out, at least at that level. Then if you want to know more about me, you can find out by looking on my website, which is judgestevens.org. And there, in addition to my statements of judicial philosophy and things like that, and a list of who's supporting me, there's pictures of my kids and my dog. And I hope you'll go to the website and check it out and find it enjoyable. So once again, two things I promise you. Number one, I will always make sure justice depends on what you did, not on who you are. And number two, justice will be administered under the law that's made by the legislature and the precedents laid down by the appellate courts. Thanks very much for giving me a listen, and I look forward to seeing each of you again in person someday.